Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Phil Marriott. We've got another movie review for you today. The movie is called The Other Lamb. It's in select cinemas from the 16th of October, and also you can buy it on DVD from the 26th of October. A warm welcome back to my review partner from Boys on Film. It is Raj Rudolph from EQ Music Blog. How are you?
Hey Phil, I'm doing good. Yeah.
Excellent.
Nice and side and ready to watch some movies.
Yeah. So we've just finished watching The Other Lamb. We watched it pretty much at the same time, obviously in different rooms because of lockdown, so we're not together, obviously, as you could tell by this Skype chat. But what did you think of it? It was a bizarre film, beautifully shot, I thought.
Yeah, I think that's why I was mostly mesmerized by this film. It was just so beautiful to watch in such dreary conditions, but it's very, has a lot of nature in it, and there was a lot of attention to detail about the cinematography. So I kind of just enjoyed it, even when the story was lagging a little bit in the middle. I was still captivated by the beautiful shots.
That's really interesting you said about the story being a negative point, because that was one of my issues, really. I thought it was gorgeous to watch. I felt intrigued by it, but ultimately it didn't really deliver on the story front. I felt like there wasn't really enough to keep watching for. I got a little bit bored halfway in, and it wasn't because of the pacing. I loved the pacing of it. It felt very slow and moody and atmospheric, but it just didn't really have that much story and not much backstory. There were hints at, what these characters did in a previous life, but obviously earlier on in their lives, and it just didn't really kind of develop that, I don't think.
Yeah, I kind of would agree. I really liked the beginning of the movie, and I really liked the end of the movie. But towards the middle, it just lacked some drama. Yeah. You could have done a few things to keep our interest a little bit more. I didn't feel bored watching it. It just got a little long in the middle, even though it's like an hour and 40-minute movie. Yeah. But I did quite like the story. It was interesting. Anything that has to do with cults and people's indoctrination into cults I find pretty interesting. And this was definitely an interesting cult. Maybe you want to tell the viewers a little bit about the movie.
Yeah, it's set in the woods. It's a group of girls and a group of women. They're kind of divided into two sections. We've got the wives and the children. That's what they're called. And they both wear different outfits. It's very similar to The Handmaid's Tale in a lot of ways.
Very similar.
Yeah, I mean, there's definite comparisons. You get that mood, you get that kind of ominous feeling that something bad is going to happen, and we're seeing these girls, these women being governed. I use the word governed in inverted commas by a guy called Shepherd, who is kind of tending to the flock almost. That's obviously the comparison there with the name. I guess that's why he's called that. And The Other Lamb, I guess, is a reference to perhaps the leading actress, that they don't know another existence because they're there from birth.
It was interesting from that perspective because the different rules and the different motivations of the shepherd was played out quite interestingly through the film. I found like the cult rules and the rituals to be a little bit fascinating. Like there was some imagination put into it. Yeah, and Sella, she was like the main character, sort of doubting everything through the movie, doubting this way of life that she was born into, drifting off into different fantasies about what it's like to not be in a cult. And you could tell that she had a lot of empathy towards the older wives, who were treated quite poorly, actually. It's like once they passed their prime, they were just sort of cast aside, and that was, draws a lot of comparisons to the modern-day patriarchy. I mean, so I think, if anything, the point that the film was trying to make is that, it's actually a microcosm of a lot that's happening in, the outside world, as the shepherd would say it, but even worse. With an insect and like the worms or maggots that were crawling out of the insect, I was like, that's really good CGI or real, because I was like, I really had to look at that scene. I was like, is that real or is it CGI? So,
it was really good because it was kind of blurry, so it didn't look fake, but you could I guess you could tell it was CGI because it was a little bit fuzzy. But
Was it? See,
well, I was watching on a smaller screen. Were you watching on TV?
decent sized screen.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But it was, I mean, it was very atmospheric. I loved the mood of it, and it was so gorgeous to watch. I mean, you had the landscapes, and you had this crisp detail. I mean, it was really high res, wasn't it? It was high definition.
I think what would have made the movie better in the middle was if they would have told the story a bit more about Scylla and Scylla's mother, who apparently died while giving childbirth, which is another thread throughout the film. I think that would have made the movie a little bit more interesting in the middle and kept my attention. Fun fact, the director has a film at LFF that is on my list, Never Gonna Snow Again.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, about the someone who's like a masseuse to the wealthy in a gated community in Russia or something like that. So, or a Russian masseuse or something. It looked interesting. But I'm wondering if it's going to have that same sort of very crisp feel to it with the cinematography.
Yeah, the cinematography.
I'm going to watch it because I just really liked this director's eye for filmmaking.
Definitely a great vision. So I should say the director, and I'm going to try and get the pronunciation right, is Malgorzata Szumowska.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to attempt that one.
I thought, what the hell? If it's wrong, it's wrong. Sue me.
Yeah. No, I'm going to pay attention to what this director does in the future. I think she's done a few films, but I think that she's on to something with this kind of eye for filmmaking, and just with a little bit more development in the storytelling. I think she could be on her way up in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely see more movies to come if I picked out the director's name. I'd be interested to see where she takes it next.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us about EQ Music Blog? What's happening on your website at the moment?
EQ Music, yeah, it's our independent music and film blog. We've been going for many, many, many years. We write about the new best pop, indie, electronic music. So if you like new music, discovering new artists with a little bit of film reviews peppered in, then check us out, eqmusicblog.com.
Yeah, I strongly recommend it as well. I have to say, I'm slightly disappointed we've had no Jacob the Snow Dog in today's video. You've got the sofa there, which is waiting for Jacob to jump up, but no sign of him yet.
He's actually right by the sofa. He is sound asleep.
He's got his ear in shot. He's listening to us talking about him. His ears are burning.
Today about what filming we're doing. Yeah, he went to the groomers yesterday. He's quite exhausted.
So he's ready to be viewed, ready to be watched on this video, but no sign of him.
Just does not give two Fs.
Well, enjoy the rest of your day, Raj. It's good to see you. Can't wait to do the next movie review and to get this challenge well and truly going, I think, as to how many films we can watch. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.